Just zipping up. I'm not going to be in the messer mood. Just here for a couple of minutes. Wanted to do this after I get carried away. I didn't even check out my title, what I wrote, and I want to speak about what I wrote. I gave nobody. I told everybody I'm coming here at 10 o'clock tonight, and I showed up. Actually, I was always here, but now I'm live. But I was alive before. But now I'm online. Oh my God, are they choking me? Is this supposed to be serious or entertainment? I like to make it both. So I was multiplying things before, times 1, times 2, times 3, and something came to mind. And now I have to search something. Just give me a second. I have to look for something because I want to talk about it. There's two things I wanted to talk about. Isn't there live replay? Live. How come I'm not showing live anywhere? Is this live? No. Just give me a second. I'm looking for something. Anyways, it's not showing me because I wanted to talk about what I wrote down. 3 times 7 is 21. And when you have 3, it is the first time that you have the average. With 3, you can get the average. Now, are we talking about measurement? Or why don't we just say, I went from A to B. But if I went from A to B, who am I? Why isn't it not B and B? I went from point A to point B. Who am I? Am I C? C is the one that went from A to B. So I was confused about that. Just want to leave that alone. So anyways, I go from here to here, and then there's an in-between here. And this in-between is going to take an area of space and share both sides of both this side and this side. I'm just going over what I need to understand because I'm here for me. I'm here for me, and everybody says you only have one brain, and where's your memory? And I come online, somebody watches me. If they remember anything I say, anything that is pertinent, anything that may be relevant one day, I am now somewhere else. Although somebody already may have done, and obviously everything I do has already been done by somebody else. But I have put it, I believe, that for myself, because I don't have to believe it for anybody else, but this is what it does for me. It puts me on a pathway of understandings of realities. Yes, this cube, believe it or not, in my own pertinent relative vision, although it has 21 dots, although every side, as I spoke, should have 9, you can never use more than 7. So the maximum actual area space you will use on here is 42 out of 63. 2 times 21, okay, is 42, and 1 times 21, okay, plus the 42 is 63. 21 and 42 coming together, telling a certain story. There's many stories in here. This is the basic maximum. It's just like playing baseball. You have a scorecard, and you have 7 areas for each player to mark a ball and a strike. Because obviously it's going to be 3 strikes and you're out. 4 balls, take your base. You're not taking your base. Are you taking your base? What does it actually mean to take your base when you're going to first base? So must be something else in there. Yes, there's something in everything. There has to be. If you can, you know what? Otherwise, if there isn't, you give up. That's why over time we keep finding something new, I believe. So where was I? I have to look back. I forget. Yes, number 21. And how can we get number 42? We can get number 42 as 6 times 7, 42. We can get number 42 as 2 times 21 equals to 42. Is there any other way to get the 42? 2 times 3. 2 times 3 times 7 equals to 42. So that would be 237 would have to come together. And 7 by 3 is the cube, 21, 1 and 2. Even though all the numbers are together, we have to do just 2 at a time and then all together. Remember, in baseball, there's 4 balls, there's 3 strikes, and the batter is in the batting circle. He hasn't come to the plate, but when he comes to the plate, he's coming to the plate, and these are his chances. Either it's going to be 4 balls, and he's going to walk. So now we know what 4 balls we get a walk. What does this have to do with number 21? This is the realm I am in. I want to know the story it tells me. Let me be satisfied for all my life that I should know if the numbers and words and definitions of, okay, do you remember the spelling bee, how it works? They work with reference. They're always working with reference because guess what? A cow might be a cow, might be a cow, but is it a cow? Is that the word? You're a coward, right? How hard? In what ward are you? 4 balls and 3 strikes. And this with 3 strikes, you strike out. So this is where do you strike out? You strike out on 21, 36, 46, 56. And when you walk, you're 23, 24, 34, 36, 46, 47. So when you walk the cycle on the moon of time, always dragging with you the cross. 4 by 7 is the cycle 28, the complete cycle together. 4 plus 7, 11. There is an equation, 43 times 47 equals to 2021. And it would be 7 come 11 equals to 77, and that is Christ. And then 1 and 1 would be 2 times 7 equals to 14. That is our DNA into the red sun. BG. Yeah. And when you count in gematria, I'm just going to do it short. It's 56765. The spirit of 76, encompassed by the freedom of 55. See the way on top of 5 you have A, B, C space. You have A space up over here. And there's a countdown. There's a whole design that goes inside of this. Now you can say, well, you drew that. You created that. You made that. That's yours. Nobody else did it. I didn't see it any other way. Well, then I'm going to ask you a question. When we count in gematria, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This one is A, and this one is Z. Does it Z end on 2 or 1? I don't remember. T, U, V, W, X, Y, yeah, Z. So A is 1 and Z is 1. As is first, as is last. Oh, it looks like, hey, where's the beast? A and the R. So this is our scale. So would you do it this way? If we did it this way, 1 and 1 or 11 would connect. Then you'd have 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 4
and 5 and 5. So now I'm asking myself a question. How many should I create? Well, obviously 7. I'm going to create, let's see. We have 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets, 4 sets, 5 sets. We connect 7 and 7 for 6 sets. And then we connect 6 and 6. And this is where we completed on 6 and 6. Look at the corona. Look at the corona. Look. Isn't that what it is, the corona? When I connected all of these. Now, why didn't I go further? Do I have to go further than the 5 of the 5 I already have? I encompass the 7 with 6. The same way when I was doing it this way. This was 6, 7, and 6. So we have 2 ways of doing it, because don't forget that if we were doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's after 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the when I do this style here, this is the style from roulette. So I'd have to do this all the way up to number 36 using the same formation. I don't care if the alphabet ends on 26 letters. I just don't care.
You know, if the creator told you and showed you all his creation and wrote it all out for you in a book, what would you do? So we're sitting here now, right now, and it who has, he is, or I am, she is. But if she is Mother Nature, then he must be God. If you want to look at that terminology, it really bugs me. It's like, well, why isn't she a God? Why isn't he a God? Why do we have to say he as in meaning male? Why do we have to look at it that way? Because he is 85, and 85 is silver. 85 is 60 plus 25. 85 is 55 and 30. 55 and 30. Creation of the spirit of 76. Because 7 and 6, the spirit of the half-life, because 16, the opposites on this dice will create that number. 55, it's a straight. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. So there's more than one way to create the connection between the numbers. And you can ask yourself, you can always ask yourself why, correct? You can always ask yourself why. Well, in this scenario, the M and the N in gematria, the M and the N in gematria have the value of 1. So can I do this? 1 and then put it down a level? Like starting a whole new thing and go below? Like let's say we said N is below and M is above. Can we do it that way? Are you following what I'm saying? I'm going to design it. Everybody knows the tunnel, right? Have to just go all the way down the walkway, go through the tunnel, all the way through. By the way, this was created with a box and a number 6 and a number 9. That's all it is. It's a box with 2 lines talking about 6 and 9. And you can also see the way it's a long, 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 long all the way down, or it's a long, 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 long way all the way in. So I wanted to mutable ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers. 1, 2, 3 is cardinal. First, second, third is ordinal. This, my friends, goes with the moose. I always look at this with the moose, and for some reason, I look at the deck of cards when it's this, and sometimes I look at the Vatican when it's this, and I think of cardinals and birds, so I have to figure out what this is. Remember, the science of creation is understanding the alphabet, knowing shapes, knowing your numbers in whichever way you learned it, and know that whatever you learned, don't think they knew it all. They taught you how to do the math. They showed you different ways of math, but did they show you all the possible ways of math? Of course, they did
not show you everything. The dissecting of how you got there sometimes is not always known. But I do want to show you, take this funny break. This guy over here, okay, it was very, very funny. He's trying to figure out how many people should go to the hockey game. In Las Vegas, 17,000 fans were at the game in Las Vegas the other night. All over America, people are going, the fans are being filled up in stadiums, and this guy's trying to figure out if he can create a lottery. And lottery's gambling. Why do we have to have a lottery of who can go? It's not fair. No one should go at all. Either everybody should go or no one should go. Las Vegas. Everybody went. Look at this guy. And you know who he wants to go with? Right? He wants to go with the guy from Quebec. He wants to go with the guy from Quebec. Does anybody know his name? In French, does anybody know how to say the? It's le. And you know how to say the rest. Well, anyways, let's get back to numbers. But this was just ironic. I saw it. And the other thing today, there was something else, but let's get back into numbers. I'm not sure if we spoke about this, the R and the H. They are in the same house. This is the R, soft, and this is the H, hard. In French, it's soft, and they call it ash. That's the way they say it, ash. So ashes to ashes. It's a has-been? I'm just trying to figure out which way it is. Or is it a Hashem, right? Ash, Hashem. It's funny the way some of the Hebrew names and some of the certain letters that go along with it. Maybe because I can just be going towards because of who I am. But anyways, the H and the R, one is 8 and the other one is 18. So what's ironic about this, in order to create 18, you need A, B, C, D equals to 10. You also can have, okay, D and F equaling to 10, or E and E equaling to 10. Only D and F can be found on a dice cube, but the rest of them cannot. There is no 3 and 7 on a cube. So then you ask yourself, is the cube in both worlds? Cuban cigars. So anyways, the reason I say this is because in French, this number is set as 10-8, as the 8 is just set as the 8. This is said 18, and this is wheat. You know, it almost sounds like WH. So there's a complete 10 difference in this. Although there is also the connection of 3 and 7, the cube with 10, there's also connection with 2 and 8, which is the cycle of the heavens, the beta cycle of the heaven, 2 and 8, 10, 28 for the moon. And there is 1 and 9, the spirit. And the 1, the A, is also going to be there in the E, and the A will also be there in the I. A, E, and I. I is a holder of A, and it is a partial holder, okay, of H. There's a funny story when it comes to H, because when you look at the deck of cards, okay, the 9 does have 8 symbols. Let me see if I can find the deck of cards somewhere up here. Anyways, I'll design it. See, on a dice cube, right, the 8 trying to, just give me a second. On a dice cube, okay, here's the 1 right here, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all around it. So that's 1 and 8. 1 and 8 equals 9. Now, when it comes to the deck of cards, they have this and that and this one, and this one, and that one, and this one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Basically, it's like that, something like that. Okay? This will tell me exactly what size it is. If I knew the exact distance or better distances, I can recreate this and it will tell me I have to move these around. Are you following? The positions of the card when I recreate the card. And I need to be able to do it. Okay, no computers. It's got to be old time because I don't think God came here with Moses and talked to Abraham with a computer. He didn't show him the computer. We got to do it. We got to create it in our minds. I can't believe the top chat. Lately, they've been blocking me from having a lot of people apparently show up to the vids. I don't know why they're doing that. But anyways, just what somebody had told me. So this is your 9. Now, when you go, you also have the 8 card. But the 8 card is not the same. The 8 card, okay, I'm just doing it just like that, right? The 8 card, 1, 2, 3, well, it should be, I didn't do it right, but anyways, the 8 card is like that. Okay, that's the 8 card. And the ace, you know, in the cards, everybody knows the ace in the cards is just like, just going to make a small card, and that's the ace. But they don't put the ace here. But when they do put the ace here, these here disappear, and we end up with 1 up here and 1 down here and 1 up here and 1 down here. See, everything moves over. Everything moves over. This one comes in. So what is this one doing? What is this one doing that these can't do? Right? Because this is not here, it has to go like this. The O. So we now know that 9 equals X and 8 equals a square. What is the value of that square? Well, the value of that square, according to this, is 2468. And if 2468 is part of the value of that square, and not only that, it becomes, if I get this right, it becomes the addition sign, because it's the only place where you have markings that you can connect the same way I connect with the square dots and lines on this paper. I can either draw on the line, go corner to corner. That's all I can do, on the line or corner to corner, unless I open up the design and change my angles, because the basic angle is 4590, 180, 270, 360. That's the basic angles. And then everything else, there's a whole lot of work going on in there. And everything is 369, 279, 1899, and 45. So everything is built on the knowledge of these numbers. And each one of them tells me about the different stories. This is part of birth and time. Time is 96. It is in rotation of 6 and 9, which is created by 3 times 3 and 3 plus 3. This is where your rotation, okay, towards the number 5, rotation in 5. And it's rotation in 5 because according to, you see, what I do is I have to follow rules. I have to find out where I found the percentage key. And when I look down the calculator, it's on number 5. And so is the circle and the square. I like the older ones. I don't like these because these are altering my understanding. They're a little bit different. So this is the basic, and this X is going to tell me, you see, it's not completely square. So I have to assume it might be an in-between space. So I don't want to get too deep into that. I'm just going to keep it really basic. So we were talking about R18 and H08. This 08 in my work, okay, everybody knows that interstate 80 becomes 86. As everybody knows in my work, 66, okay, root 66 has been rerouted to now 80 interstate. The 80 interstate from route 66. This will be 3. This will be 5. Remember, these are very important numbers, 3 and 5. 3 and 5. I did want to go back to one thing. Let me see where it is. No, I don't have it. Okay. Might have jumped over that. Still got to learn about that, these ordinals. And remember, first, ST, second, ND, third, RD. Gateway in the moon. So what do we have here? And what about fourth? We don't have fourth. And what if we went AAE, right? A and A because A went to B, but A went to A. We also were talking about between point A and point B, there's the point here, right? Whoops, sorry, between point A and point B, there's the center over here. So the center now goes and it shares between both sides. You like that W corner now when I do that? Where's the big W? These W corners, right? Just by making that small operation. And then in between you have that shape that goes all the way up. Anyways, standard depth. I was going to show you I went to the cards showing you the R and the H. And the thing about the R that's different than the H is that the R will be the 18th letter. It is the 9th letter reverse. Okay, so you know in pool you have the stripes and the solids. Okay, well we're going to do sort of the same thing here, right? The reverses. So we have R18. So now we also have 78 R and we also have 98 R. These are 3 places the R will show up. As well, we also have, when it comes to H, okay, we will have H showing up here. We will have H showing up in the 17th position. We'll have H showing up in the 26th position. We'll have H showing up in the 34th position. Is that? No. Where's my eraser? Please, eraser. Oh, I got to erase. Oh, here it is. Okay, got to erase. 35. Very important number. This one connects to the moon. And H. And H is in R. And then you got 35, and then you got 44. And then it stops because it stops because the reverse, okay, of this is 53 and then 62 and then what? And then 70? No, something's wrong here. Where's my mistake? 52. How is it 52? Oh my God, I'm getting mixed up. Okay, because there's a story. I'm mixing a story up. See, 3 and 5 is 8, but 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. It's not the same 8. I'm showing you totals of 8. This is additions of 8. This is 1 times 8, 2 times 8, 3 times 8, 4 times 8, 5 times 8, 6 times 8, 7 times 8, 8 times 8, 9 times 8, 10 times 8. And when you get 10 times 8, you see, when you have one number, you're in the center. When you have 2 numbers, you're to one side or the other. That's where 44, 53, 62, 71, 79, 80, 80, 80, 80. Wait a second. There's a mistake here. This one is 80. Wow, it's not working, eh? Wow, no good. It's broken. Okay, whatever. So this becomes 80. I need. Okay, wait for me. At the same time, I'm going to get a drink. Give me 30 seconds. Let me get a drink and I come back. Give me a second. Thirsty. Wait a minute. Okay. So we have 80. And then we have, what's the next number? The next number is 98. Am I missing a number here? 71, 80, 89, and 98. So these are all my numbers. Is that possible? No. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something else. I didn't show you the full formation with R. Okay, because as I go on, I learned something different. Here is where it was a multiplication. Times 8. 8 is a value of 49. Okay. So now, what I did here, okay, hold on. I'm going to finish with 8. Now, when it comes to this 8 over here, okay, this 8 is in a different kind of dimension. And the reason for that is because we don't say 8. None of these did we say 8 anywhere other than 98. Where else did we say 8? We said 8 at 80. But there is no other 8. Unless you count these to a single digit, there is no other 8. Except for 71, 80, and 98. Now, the occupancy of 98 is reserved for the letter R. And the reason I say this is because of the French. The French language. And the French language says 98 as 4 times 20, okay, plus 10 plus 8. That's how they say that. BUZZZZZZ. Okay, but it's said as 18. Now, you would always think, so since we're saying it as 18, this and 8, it comes back down and it's always talking about the lower level 8 at the end. 18, okay, is located in numbers between 11 and 20. And I like to use this terminology because I like to count from 1 to 10. So would you be counting from 11 to 20? And when they do the countdown for the rocket ships, they usually go 10 down to 1, and then it's blast off. So when you start at 20, you're starting off the grid, and you're counting down to 11, and then you go blast off. So the R letter is in this area, yet it's expressed all about this area. Not only 18, 17 and 18 and 19. All three are expressed in the lower house, although they're in the higher house, in which when you come over to express number 80, you will say 4 times 20. And when you come over to say anything that is in the 70s, you are going to say 60 and 11 through 19. I don't know how to do it. 11 through 19. 11 through 19. How would I do it? Dot, 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 19. Is that the way to do it? I'm just trying to see there's other things that go on with this. The reason I mentioned this are that when we're talking about numbers in French, we will say 18. We will say the same 18 again when it comes to 78. We will say 60 and 18. And then when it comes to 98, 98, no, I think I made a mistake in 98. 98. Yes, 98 is fine. 98 is good. Not 88, right? But part of 88, you see, 88 is mentioned that, you see, when it comes to 88, right, it's 4 times 20 and 8. So what is in the 20, right? The 4 times 20, what is in 1/4? This is 1/4 of, okay, 420. And the 8. So part of who R is as well in this number over here, included in this situation, included in the 4 times 20. Because when we're counting up to 8, you're always counting. When you're in the 1 through 10 region, you're counting 8. When you're in the 11 through 20 region, right, you're not counting 8, because this is where it becomes 18. You don't say the 8, but when you count from 21 to 30, you will count the 8. When you go from 31 to 40, you'll count the 8. When you go to 41 to 50, you're going to count that 8. When you're going to go from 51 to 60, you're going to count that 8. When you're going to go from 61 to 70, you're going to count that 8. But when you go from 71, when you go from 71 to 80, right, you're not going to count that 8. You don't count the 8 here, and you don't count the 8 here, because here it's going to be said as 18. And over here, it's going to be said 71 to 80, do not count 8, because it's said as 18 in this area over here. But the French language says it different. In the French language, they will put back that 8. They will say the 10, then the 8 with that, putting the 8 back into that house, but not in the English language. The frogs and the square heads. And then we get to 81 over to 90, right? And 81 over to 90 is 88. You will say it. You will say the 8 between 81 and 90. You see the way 81 is backwards? It's funny. And then between 91 and, I like to say, let's go to 100, you will not say the 8. So between 91 and 100, you don't say the 8. Between 11 and 20, you do not say the 8 unless you're talking French. And then if you are talking French, okay, hold on a second. I'm just getting a little, trying to figure out where my next motion is going. Wow, it's 7:17. I had something to do. So in the English language, you get 17, 18, and once you get 17, 18, when all the numbers are, you're just counting simple numbers. You only say 18 once in English, but not in French. And when you say the 18, it's not really the 18, it's 10 and 8.
or the 17, it's 10 and 7, or the 19, it's 10 and 9. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I was going to show you that gematria, but I've showed it many times. We're going to leave it out right now. You know what I was talking about? There's different ways to create designs in that, and each design will tell a different story, and all of them are valid if we can all understand and it makes sense, or it looks like it makes sense. Have yourself a ball game. Yeah, just that thing about this. I wanted to talk about the provinces of Canada, maybe go into the states, the highways and byways. I can even go over the names of those presidents and prime ministers and see what they tell me. And remember, if it's a computer, it has to fit in the computer. It has to be pre-created for it to be that way, right? And there's always choice. There's always choice. Here, there's 4 people out of 6 billion in the world. You have a choice, one of these 4. 6 billion, but you gotta have a choice of 4. Thank you for watching this video. Hey, it doesn't say off. Oh yeah, here it is. End and never end the stream. What is that sign?